Hey everybody, welcome back to Meta Perspective. And today I just wanted to go over a very short and simple but very effective and powerful meditation technique. And this is one I've become familiar with more recently, within the last year or so. And I became familiar with it through the work of Gregg Braden, who I think does excellent work, especially his book and series, The Language of the Divine Matrix. But Gregg Braden has just solid material across the board if you're into consciousness and even the different applications of consciousness, some in a very practical way. So this technique actually, from what I understand, Gregg Braden was allowed to share via the HeartMath Institute. And I don't know if this is like their proprietary technique. I know HeartMath does a lot of work with brain and heart coherence and their version of meditation and the effects that has on the body and health. And their institution, they have kind of like an organization, and you can become a certified instructor and all that. And I've been following HeartMath for years because of people like Gregg Braden. So they've actually done science to support their methods and techniques and meditation in general. So I think that HeartMath is doing a good job in bringing the science to the esoteric, so to speak. This could be looked at as like esoteric in a sense, when really it's not. It's very practical. It's very straightforward. You do simple breathing and thought exercises and combine them, and there's physiological effects that can be recorded and tracked. Now that that's out of the way, so at least I found this meditation in two different books, two different sources. One in a book, The Wisdom Codes by Gregg Braden, and another in several videos he's done, but one in particular, which I'm going to link in the description, where he does like a 10-minute guided meditation, which is going to be way cooler than what I'm going to show you here, because you can go through the guided meditation. There's some nice light meditation music in the background. So I'm going to link that in the description for people who are interested. But in the book version, it's called the Quick Coherence Technique. And again, this is a HeartMath technique that they use. I don't know if they have other techniques beyond this. I'm sure they do. And this is just kind of probably their preliminary technique. But again, this is a technique that I use very often because it's so simple and it's so effective. And the HeartMath Institute says you only need to do this for about 3 minutes to begin to see the physiological effects, which they recorded through scientific studies and stuff. So I'm going to read the portion from this book so you can have a brief understanding, and then I'll walk through it as I understand it. So it's called the Quick Coherence Technique, and says, begin by shifting to a heart focus and breath. Shift your focus from the mind to the area of your heart, and begin to breathe a little slower than usual, as if the breath is coming from your heart. As you slow your breathing, you are sending a signal to your body in general, and your heart specifically, that you are in a place that is safe and it's okay to turn your attention inward. This step can be a powerful standalone technique unto itself when you are feeling overwhelmed by the day's events or simply desire to be more connected with yourself. It also lays the foundation for step B as follows. Then activate a positive feeling, and this is an important part. From your heart center, make a sincere attempt to experience a regenerative feeling, such as gratitude, appreciation, or care for someone or something in your life. The key to this step is to first create the feeling to the best of your ability, and then to surrender to that feeling fully embracing it while allowing it to radiate from your heart and fill your body and permeate your entire being. Then, or it says, the following simple steps create the conditions in your body to optimize the harmony and the coherence between your heart and your brain. And under that, there's a disclaimer. It says, adapted by permission of the HeartMath Institute. Now, what they're saying here is that this technique is actually physiologically aligning your brain and your heart. And, they talk about in HeartMath that, they found neurons in the heart, and that when you're working from the heart and brain coherence, it creates all these positive benefits, which I'm going to show up here on a little graph depiction that they have created. And again, this technique is super easy. You only need to do it 3 minutes minimum. I'd recommend doing it for 10 minutes if you have, either before your meditation or just, even if you want, once or twice throughout the day. Personally, I do this a few times throughout the day. If I don't have time for like a morning meditation, because it's a day where I have to get up and get busy and moving in the day, I'll do this in the morning. Instead of doing like a 45-minute meditation or whatever, I'll do this for like 10 minutes and I'll do my meditation later in the day. So I'm not saying this is a substitute for your meditation, but this is definitely something you can implement in different parts of the day when you don't have time for full sitting meditation. And again, the way that I learned this was through a video from Gregg Braden, and his explanation on how to do this is that first you're going to actually touch the area of your heart, so your heart center, with your fingers or your hand, even just for a few moments, because this actually supposedly activates the neurons in the heart. And after you do that, you take a few deep breaths, and then you begin a breathing exercise where you breathe in slowly. And the way I do this is I breathe in slowly through my nose for about 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you breathe out in a controlled way. So you on the out breath, it's about 8 seconds. So it's going to be in for 5, and then an out breath for 8 seconds. And then after you do that maybe 5 times, you get yourself in rhythm. So maybe you might even want to do it 10 times. And then while you're doing that, you keep carrying on with that same breathing throughout through the entire meditation if you can. So you're continuing to breathe in for 5 seconds and out for 8 seconds. Or something similar. If you can't do that, do in for 4, out for 7. And this actually is supposed to send a physiological message to your brain and your heart that you're very calm and relaxed. So you do that breathing for the duration of this exercise. And then that's when you are trying to literally feel from your heart. And while you're feeling from your heart, you're trying to feel gratitude, or optimism, thankfulness, feelings like that. And you try to radiate that feeling, and you're in a space and a center where you're feeling the feeling of gratitude, and you're continuing this breathing technique. And if you have to use visualization to emit those feelings, do so. Otherwise, you just sit in a deep state of gratitude and thankfulness. It could be something even like, thank you for my life, thank you for my family and my friends, or my well-being. And then while you're radiating that through your body and outwards, you're continuing this breathing, and you just maintain that for they say a minimum of 3 minutes to up to whatever, it could be 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You can sit there and do that for an hour if you like, but minimum of 3 minutes. And they claim HeartMath Institute that you'll receive some of the benefits and effects of this kind of style of meditation. And they recommend you can do this prior to any kind of function you're going to do. You can do this prior to your meditation, prior to your yoga, prior to a meeting you're going to have, or prior to an interview you're going to do, or prior to a workout. Anything, really. And if I feel myself getting agitated through the day, or stressed out about something, or I'm in a situation where I have to be really, resilient, I might do this even just, again, for 3 minutes. I'll do the breathing technique and the gratitude, just for a few minutes when I feel myself getting agitated or something throughout the day, and I know I need to just cool down a little. And again, this is in addition to your meditation practice, so it's really versatile. You can use it as something prior to your meditation, or you can use it as your actual meditation. Or say if you're going to do something like metta, loving kindness meditation, this is a perfect primer for that, or for any other. Like if you're going to do a pranayama of some kind, this actually is technically a kind of pranayama, but you can do this prior to your regular meditation sessions as well, and by the time you start your meditation, you're really calm and focused already. So again, I'm going to link in the description some links like to HeartMath. I'm going to link to the Gregg Braden video where I originally learned this, and I'll also leave a link to the Wisdom Codes book by Gregg Braden, which is a great book actually. It goes over a lot more than just that. It actually goes over all these different ancient texts and their applications, and how you can use them to focus on as like affirmations almost, or contemplative exercises in different scenarios. So again, this is the quick coherence technique. It's the HeartMath technique as taught by Gregg Braden. That's where I learned it. He was given permission to share it from HeartMath. I'm not sure if they have other techniques beyond this. I think I want to learn that for myself. I've been trying to speak to people in HeartMath, haven't had much luck yet, but I'm going to be looking more into it soon. So again, I hope you enjoyed this, guys. It's just a quick and simple, versatile meditation technique I find super useful and I use regularly. So, all right, guys, stay tuned for the next one. You take care.